You have everything, but feel nothing. A good life on the outside, but inside it's just quiet. Too quiet. You wake up, check your phone, scroll through people living their best lives, and somehow, even with everything going okay, you feel this strange emptiness sitting in your chest. It's not sadness exactly, and it's not pain you can point to. It's more like a blank space where something should be, but isn't. And the scary part is, you can't even explain it to anyone. Because from the outside, your life looks completely fine. You laugh when you're supposed to laugh. You show up where you're supposed to show up. But deep down, it feels like you're just going through the motions. If that sounds familiar, stay with me. And before we go deeper, take 1 second to like and subscribe to BrainDecoded. Because this is where we decode what's really going on inside your mind. Here's the truth. Most people don't say out loud, feeling empty doesn't mean something is wrong with your life. It means something is missing from your connection to it. You see, we've built a world where being busy looks like being alive. But being busy is not the same as feeling fulfilled. Your brain is constantly overloaded with noise, notifications, videos, messages, endless scrolling. Your mind never gets a moment to breathe. And when your mind never slows down, you slowly lose touch with yourself. That emptiness you feel is not random. It's a signal. It's your mind telling you that you're disconnected. Disconnected from meaning, from purpose, and sometimes even from your own emotions. Think about the last time you sat alone with no distractions. No phone, no music, no background noise. It probably felt uncomfortable, maybe even a little unsettling. That discomfort is exactly what most people run away from every single day, because silence forces you to face what's inside. And if what's inside feels empty, silence becomes something you avoid. So instead, you fill your time with distractions, short videos, endless content, quick dopamine hits that make you feel something, but only for a moment. And then what happens when the screen turns off? That emptiness comes back, sometimes even stronger than before. This cycle keeps repeating, over and over again. Temporary stimulation, followed by deeper emotional numbness. Another reason you feel empty is because you're chasing things that were never meant to fulfill you. Money, status, validation. They look powerful, but they don't feed your inner world. You can achieve goals and still feel nothing. You can be surrounded by people and still feel alone. Because real fulfillment doesn't come from what you have. It comes from how deeply you feel connected to your life. And here's where it gets even deeper. Sometimes, that emptiness is built over time without you even realizing it. Moments where you ignored your own feelings. Times you stayed silent when you wanted to speak. Days you chose comfort over growth. Little by little, you started drifting away from your authentic self. Not because you wanted to, but because it felt easier. Easier to fit in than to stand out. Easier to distract yourself than to understand yourself. But the cost of that easy life is this feeling you have right now. This quiet emptiness that doesn't go away no matter what you do. And the longer you ignore it, the stronger it becomes. Because what you suppress doesn't disappear. It builds up. Now, here's something most people won't tell you. Feeling empty is not a weakness. It's actually awareness. It means a part of you is waking up. A part of you that refuses to stay numb forever. And that's powerful, because awareness is always the first step toward change. But the next step, that's where most people get stuck. Because change requires facing the truth you've been avoiding. And that truth is simple. You don't feel empty because your life lacks things. You feel empty because your life lacks meaning. Not surface level meaning. Real meaning that makes you feel alive, even in small moments. The kind of meaning that doesn't come from scrolling or comparing, but from creating, connecting, and actually being present. And right now, you're standing at a point most people never reach. You're aware of the emptiness instead of hiding from it. That means something inside you is ready to change. The only question is, will you listen to it or keep ignoring it? Because what you do next will decide everything, whether this emptiness controls you or transforms you. Good. Because this is where everything starts to shift. Not outside you, but inside you. The mistake most people make is trying to fix the emptiness by adding more to their life. More entertainment, more goals, more distractions, hoping something will finally make them feel alive. But emptiness doesn't come from having too little. It comes from feeling too little. So instead of adding more noise, you need to do something uncomfortable. You need to slow down and actually feel what you've been avoiding. That might sound simple, but it's not easy, because the moment you stop distracting yourself, your mind will start speaking. Old thoughts, buried emotions, questions you've been pushing away. It can feel overwhelming at first, but here's the truth. That discomfort is not your enemy. It's your doorway. Because on the other side of that discomfort is clarity. And clarity is what gives your life direction again. Start small. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. Take just a few minutes each day to sit in silence. No phone, no music, no distractions. At first it will feel strange, but slowly you'll start noticing your thoughts instead of running from them. And that's where the shift begins. Because when you understand your thoughts, they stop controlling you. Another powerful step is doing something that actually challenges you. Not something easy. Not something comfortable. Something real. It could be learning a new skill, working on your body, or creating something from nothing. Anything that forces you to be present and engaged. Because meaning is not found in comfort. It's built through effort. And the more effort you put into something that matters, the more alive you start to feel. That emptiness begins to fade, not because it disappears instantly, but because you're replacing it with purpose. You also need to reconnect with people in a real way, not just texting, not just reacting to stories. Actual conversations, the kind where you listen, where you share, where you feel understood. Because humans are not built to feel everything alone. And sometimes that emptiness you feel is simply a lack of real connection. Not followers, not likes, connection. But here's the most important part. You need to be honest with yourself. Ask yourself questions you've been avoiding. What do I actually want? What am I running from? What am I afraid to face? These questions might not have easy answers, but asking them is what pulls you out of that numb state. Because emptiness thrives in avoidance, and it disappears when you start facing the truth. Now let me be real with you. This is not a quick fix. You won't wake up tomorrow feeling completely different. But if you start now, you will begin to feel something again. And that something is the beginning of everything, because feeling even discomfort is better than feeling nothing at all. You don't need a perfect life to feel full. You need a meaningful one. And meaning is something you create through your actions, your choices, and your willingness to grow. So the next time you feel that emptiness, don't run from it. Sit with it, listen to it, because it's trying to tell you something important. It's not there to break you. It's there to guide you back to yourself. And once you start listening, everything slowly changes. Your thoughts, your energy, your direction. You stop living on autopilot, and you start living with intention. That's when life begins to feel real again. Not perfect, not easy, but real. And real is what you've been missing all along. Not more things, not more distractions, just real. If this video made you stop and think, even for a moment, that means you're already waking up. And that's something most people never do. So drop a comment below and tell me honestly, when was the last time you truly felt alive? I read every comment, and your story might help someone else feel less alone. And if you know someone who's silently going through this, share this video with them. Because sometimes, one message at the right time can change everything. This is BrainDecoded, and this is your reminder that feeling empty is not the end.